Welcome to Monster Territory, everybody. Brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Not as fun today as it was last night. Last night was amazing. Man, what an experience that was. A walk-off win to clinch a postseason spot. We're still waiting to see who the Red Sox are going to be playing in that first round. It's going down to the wire here. Game 162 tomorrow. The Guardians still have to play here tonight. That's going to be a big one for them with the Tigers winning here today. Still a lot left to unpack. We're not going to know who we're going up against until tomorrow. Absolutely. But as for today's game, I'm thinking, hey, you know what? They probably had a bit of fun last night. They were having some drinky drinks, and I don't mean apple juice. I'm talking about, the actual drinky drinks. But, even Alex Cora said today, they were hungover here today, right? You just felt like, even if you weren't at the game here today, you still just you felt tired. You know what I mean? You felt like you were up late last night, even here, me at home, I was staying up late last night. I just had a lot of adrenaline from last night. What a show. Also, I do want to say thank you to all of you that joined last night's show. One of the best shows all year when it came to viewership, the amount of people that were in here. It was electric here last night, so I do want to thank you all for that. We gained a lot of new subscribers. We're now within 150 subscribers of getting to 5K. Hopefully we can do it by the end of the postseason. The longer they can go, the better it'll be here for Monster Territory. But again, thank you for such a great show last night. That was a lot of fun. A lot of energy for that. Now, as for this one here today, Connolly Early, hey, you know what? Looked a lot better than he did the last time out against the Rays. Got off to a bumpy start last time. He ended up settling in, but he didn't really go very long. Remember, Cora, he was managing that game pretty strictly. He let Early go a little longer here today. Early looked good from the get-go. Right? Early looked good early. I hate that. That's a pun. I can't stand that. But he was looking good here today. He was mixing in all of his pitches, 6 different pitches here today. It was just that second time through the order that was giving him some fits, but he did get a good amount of swing and miss on the breaking ball here today, 7 strikeouts overall. We'll go to his final line in just a little bit here, but unfortunately for the offense, like I said, they looked hungover here today. They looked tired here today. They just couldn't really get anything going. Sogard, the lone RBI here today for the Red Sox. A lot of strikeouts on the day. The last time I had checked, they were at 12. Ended up being 13 strikeouts on the day. We know the deal with the Red Sox this year. Keep it under 10, and you're feeling pretty good. All right? Anytime it's over 10, yeah, not looking too good. But offense had nothing going here today, but it is what it is, right? We've already clinched. It's just a matter of, are you going to be that 5th wild card? Are you going to be the 6th wild card? What are you going to be here, right? I think I do have all the scenarios. I think I got them all, right? Again, when it comes to these standings, there's so many different ways that things can go. We'll go over all the different scenarios. At least I think I have all the different scenarios. We'll take a look. I'll see what my potato brain can come up with. But everybody, thank you for joining me on a Saturday afternoon. We are going to be live tomorrow. We'll go over tomorrow's game. We'll go over postseason. I'm going to come up with also my top moments for 2025. That's something that I'm going to be doing for tomorrow. That'll be a way to look back on all of the good times this past year. So let's get to it here, everybody. Let's get to it. And all the familiar faces here in the chat. How we doing? Moose, Funo, Leo, George. How you doing? Hello. Martin, what's going on, my friend? You said here, Martin, the loss is good. They have to burn Skubal tomorrow, so he won't be game 1 ready. Yeah, that's even though the Tigers, they did clinch a postseason berth here today, they're going for the division, But that's what happens, man, when you just completely fall off a cliff the way the Tigers did. They could have been smooth sailing. They could have set themselves up perfectly, even just with a few more wins. It is what it is. So, but yes, Funo, Red Sox still managed to out-hit the Tigers. Yeah, they just, they got the base runners today. They were making the contact today. Just couldn't really get anything going with those guys, right? The title of today's show is the Red Sox fall short of 90 wins. So not only is a World Series going to be a goal for next year, but 90 wins is going to be a goal. Unfortunately, the most the Red Sox can get now is 89. So, coming into the year, I think I had the Red Sox, I think I had them at 92 and 70 or 93 and 69. It was weird with the Red Sox coming in because they were very much improved coming into this year, obviously. A massive offseason. Name off all the guys. Crochet, Bregman, Chapman. You traded for Narvaez, right? You made several moves. But there was still, even when I did, again, I'm going blank. I think I went 92 and 70. It was 92 or 93. I was right, one of those. But even when I did make that prediction, I still felt a little weird about it because it's still uncharted territory. Even with all of the talent they brought in, you still just weren't quite sure. You never know about the injuries throughout the year. Who saw the whole Raffy thing coming this year? It was just as crazy of a year as you could imagine here for the Red Sox. So, unfortunately, no 90 for this year. But hey, we'll take 89 because we're in the postseason. That's what matters, right? That's what matters. So, we'll also talk about Alex Cora. Cora did make some comments before the game. I thought they were interesting. I have a theory on the comments that he made. We'll get to those in a little bit. But everybody, if you can, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's go to one of our sponsors here before we really dive into everything, and then we'll get this going. But I'll be right back.
FT fam, it's still time for you to check out what bathing suit you're wearing and why it's not Fair Harbor. Can we get a little show and tell from Eric Kratz? Nice.
I mean, unfortunately, you can't even see all the little intricacies. We got sharks, we got patterns, we got waves, we got sailboats. Oh, and they feel super buttery on your skin.
Can you show us the liner so people can understand how it's different? Because I've actually been talking it up. I was just on a vacation.
I got the unique liner too. I got the baby blue, John. Something about it. I don't know. It pops.
Head to fairharborclothing.com/foul20 and use code foul20, foul20 for 20% off your order. Once again, that's fair, HARBOR clothing.com/foul20 for 20% off. Make sure you use that promo code foul20 so they know FT sent you.
All right, let's talk about Connolly early to start things off. Like I said in the intro, 6 different pitches today. Velo was sitting right around 94 on average for the day. Fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, sweeper, sinker. He was getting a lot of swing and miss on the curveball today. 12 swings, 6 whiffs overall. He was looking solid in the early going. He had 6 strikeouts for the first 4 innings, 5 of them on breaking pitches, 1 on the fastball. The 5th inning, though, the Tigers figured him out there. The Red Sox were up 1-0 at this point. He struck out Riley Green to start off, but then Dingler, Javier Baez with the base hit. How about Javier Baez with the defense here today? Holy cow, he made an incredible diving catch at one point, and he also almost made a very good play later on in the game where he had to make a long throw. He wasn't able to get the runner, but Javier Baez, holy cow, he's something else, a shortstop, man. But then Jahmani Jones with the base hit, that made it 2-1. And that was it. That was pretty much it for the Red Sox here today. They just couldn't get anything going off of Montero. He was the starter for the Tigers today. He gave up 5 hits, but he struck out 7 over 4 1/3. I mean, the Red Sox got off to a bad start. They had 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Second inning, that's when you got the run. Seti, also for Seti today, he came up to the plate. He got a round of applause, standing ovation. Obviously, what an amazing moment for him last night. Clutch moment. He's just been diabolical for the Red Sox this year in clutch spots. Well-deserved standing ovation for Seti here today. But then Narvaez with the base hit. Sogard with the RBI base hit that made it 1-0, but that was it. They were just striking out left and right. 4th inning, a couple of strikeouts. 5th inning, yet 3 strikeouts. And the Tigers bullpen here today, just, man. Last year, that was an insane strength for the Tigers, was their bullpen. Let me actually go here. Let me pull that up because their bullpen was insane. Let me get to this box score. Of course, as I'm live, I accidentally click out of it and then I can't find it. There we go. Here we go. But yeah, this Tigers bullpen, you had Herter, you had Rafael Montero coming into the game, Holton, Vest. Goodness gracious. You had 6 strikeouts in this bullpen today. Will Vest, 23rd save. That is one thing with the Tigers. They got a lot of good arms in that bullpen. If they can figure this out and figure it out quick, I said this last night, they're going to be a tough out in the postseason. Even if they end up falling short, this is going to be a team, they're gritty. They're going to battle you to the end. Obviously, we saw that last night. Yes, obviously, it was a feel-good win. It was a great win to clinch the postseason. But the Tigers were right there in the end. You know, that's how it was here today. Another close game. They can win the close games. This Tigers team, like I said last night, say what you will about their struggles this month, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if all of a sudden they just figured things out in the postseason. They got the ace, just like the Red Sox with Crochet. You know, we talk about it here. If you got Crochet for a game one, obviously, Skubal, he's going to be pitching tomorrow, so that is a disadvantage for the Tigers. But if they could somehow, some way, get the ball back to Skubal, that Tigers team, that could be tough. So, just saying. Just saying. But that was it for the offense here today. You had nothing going. A lot of good arms in that bullpen. With the Red Sox bullpen, Thole, he came in. A breath of fresh air seeing Thole coming in and just getting a scoreless inning. Lately, anytime he's been coming in, he's been giving up a bunch of hard contact. He had a pretty decent outing not too long ago against the A's. He went a few innings, and he was racking up the Ks. Again, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here with Thole. I don't think they even know. I mean, I don't even know. I would imagine they probably have a good idea of who they want to go with, but my gut is telling me they're probably still going to sleep on some of these last couple of spots for the postseason. Very curious to see what they do with Thole. Chris Murphy, though. I think it's safe to say Chris Murphy's going to be in this bullpen. He looks solid over 3 innings. He gave up a couple of base runners in the 9th, but he struck out Baez swinging. He looks solid here today. A few Ks for Murphy. Overall, bullpen looked good here today. Just couldn't get anything with the offense. It is what it is. They were hungover here today, ladies and gentlemen. They were asleep at the wheel. Funo, yes, totally hit 101. And that's the thing. That's where, if you're the Red Sox, do you look at the velo that he can bring, or do you look at the fact that he has been giving up some hard contact and he has been inconsistent? Yeah, he's got that power arm. It's just a matter, is he going to be able to utilize it effectively against these postseason teams? This is the cream of the crop here. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. That's the one guy that I'm the most curious about. Very curious. I will say this. I did try to get some information today. I got it's not really even a scoopy scoop. It's not really anything. But I did reach out to someone, a very trusted source, higher up. Promise you, I'm not pulling your chain right now. I was able to get someone higher up that I asked a question. Asking, is there any kind of a timeline for Roman Anthony? I know recently we have been getting some little updates on him. He's starting to feel pain-free, right? He's walking around. Obviously, he felt good last night to celebrate, right? But when it comes to baseball activities, that's still not happening yet. I was pretty much told from, again, a very trusted source that there is no timetable right now. There's nothing pretty much to update. But I think that in itself is a big update because obviously you have the wild card round starting Tuesday. I mean, that's going to be over within obviously a few days. And then you got the division round. And so, I mean, if he's not starting baseball activities, obviously we've known that he hasn't started any, but I was looking to see if there were plans for any of those baseball activities to start getting ramped up, and I was told nothing. So There is no timetable from what I was told this morning. It's unfortunate. Even Lou Maloney brought it up in the broadcast today, saying it's not looking great for Roman. So, yeah, that's what I was told. Figured I'd relay that to you all as well. Martin, they better not start Giolito tomorrow. I'm curious about that too. Very curious about that because I want Giolito for game 2. I'm better off with Bayo for game 3. But then again, I think you could also see a scenario. Would the Red Sox go with Bayo for game 2 if they won game 1 with Crochet? Do they go with Giolito in game 2, or would they save him for a game 3? Right now, I feel more comfortable with Giolito on the mound. Bayo, not so much. If you're up 1-0, I feel like maybe there could be a chance you go Bayo game 2. And then if you could save and if you can win that game, and then you got Giolito very fresh for the division round. So that's going to be interesting, I think. I wonder what direction. I also just wouldn't be surprised at all if they went Crochet game 1, Giolito game 2, no matter what. But, the Red Sox, they like to play things close to the vest. We'll see what they do. But I haven't seen any announcement on Giolito. I can check as we're live here. Looking. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing anything. There's no Cotillo's got nothing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. There's no updates on what's going on for tomorrow. So, as of right now, he is scheduled to be the starter for tomorrow. Well, actually, no. Hold on a second. I just went and looked. It actually says TBD. We'll look at this in a second. But overall, a whatever game here for the Red Sox today. You're hoping for the win, so that way you guarantee yourself the 5th seed. Now it's wait and see. Are you going to be the 5th seed or are you going to be the 6th seed? You're on the road no matter what. So it's just a matter of who you're going to play at this point. Anyway, let's get to the rest of the show, everybody. We do have one more wonderful sponsor for tonight. I'll be right back.
FT Fam Superpower believes that every human has 100-year potential, and they're going to help you get there. I like the sweatshirt, Eric Kratz, and I also love the way that Superpower takes care of its members.
Yeah. You go get your lab test. You become the best you. You be a member of this group, and your test will come back. It's unlocking things that you didn't know about yourself. This is stuff that players used all the time. You can do it now, too.
Exactly, Kratz. How many of you have gone to a doctor's appointment? You get the classic, oh, you're fine, or just drink more water. No real data, no real game plan. With one simple blood draw with Superpower and over 100 biomarkers, that is way more than what you'd usually get, and it unlocks so much more about your own body. Head to superpower.com to learn more and lock in the special $199 price while it lasts. After you sign up, they'll ask you how you heard about them. Please make sure to mention the FT podcast to support the show. Your biology decoded, your blueprint activated with Superpower.
Alrighty, so for tomorrow's game, give the screen a second to upload here. There we go. I think I got to restart the old computer here. It's losing a little juice over the last couple of days. I gotta clear out some of that hard drive a little bit. But as you can see here, Skubal is slated for tomorrow. Hey, they beat Skubal earlier in the year. I know it's pretty much a whatever game. It's a nothing burger of a game, basically, for the Red Sox at this point. But hey, Skubal, he's probably going to be dialed in tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy throws he's going perfect through 5 or 6 tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. But, taking a look at what the Red Sox have been able to do against him, you've got a lot of guys, man, seeing him. And obviously they saw him earlier this year. But Bregman, we all know he's had a lot of success against him. He just can't figure him out. Remember, go back to that last series in Detroit. they were both smiling at each other. Bregman, he's got Skubal's number. So if you're going over on anything, whether or not that's, DraftKings, I'd probably go Bregman. Well, then again, is Bregman going to play tomorrow? I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see what the lineup is going to look like. Or do these guys maybe get one AB and then he just goes, to the bench guys? Are we going to see some guys getting called up for tomorrow or whatever? I'm always curious how the last couple of games of the year end up unfolding, with who's playing. But Bregman, if he does play, that's a good sign. Duran, he's got 9 ABs against him. Ref Snyder, I would imagine he's going to play tomorrow. He's had 11 ABs against him. Does have a home run off of Skubal. Other than that, not too much else. Narvaez has a base hit against him. Wong has a couple of base hits against him, believe it or not. But tomorrow, I think Cora, they're going to get, an AB or two for these guys, and then they'll get them some much needed rest. Now, the question is, just like we were saying, who are you going to start here tomorrow? I mean, if you do go Giolito, I don't know. I feel like at this point, I don't see why you would start him. I don't know. I feel like there's really no reason to. Who knows? Maybe they do something different. Or, they could just go with a bullpen game. Could just do that. Obviously, you got Monday off. So, you could do that. Do they call someone up? Do you maybe see not Luis Guerrero? Do you maybe see Luis Perales possibly get the call? Right? Could you maybe see David Sandlin maybe get a phone call? One of those guys possibly. We'll see. Curious to see what they do with the pitching staff tomorrow. But as for possible scenarios, again, I'm going to do my best. I've written down the notes. And so I think I have this correct. If the Red Sox win tomorrow, they'll go up against the Yankees or the Blue Jays. They are tied for the division right now. The Blue Jays hold the tiebreaker. So if the Blue Jays win, they win the East. Right? That's it. The only way the Yankees win is if they win tomorrow and the Blue Jays lose. If the Red Sox, all the Red Sox have to do is win tomorrow, and they'll face the Yankees or the Blue Jays. If the Red Sox lose tomorrow and the Tigers end up winning the division, the Red Sox will still go up against the Yankees or the Blue Jays because the Red Sox own the tiebreaker against the Guardians. So they would still be in that 5th seed. At this point, the Guardians, they can only tie the Red Sox for the record. So the Red Sox own the tiebreaker. So again, I'll say that again. If the Red Sox lose tomorrow, obviously the Tigers have to win that division. But if the Tigers win the division, the Red Sox will still have the Yankees or the Blue Jays. If the Red Sox lose tomorrow and the Guardians, because the Guardians have the tiebreaker with the Tigers. So if the Guardians win the division, the Red Sox will face Cleveland. So that's interesting. So at this point, you got 3 possible opponents: Yankees, Blue Jays, or the Guardians. We'll see. We will see how that unfolds. But everybody, that's all we got until tomorrow. I will also bring up the Alex Cora comments. Let's dive into these really quick. I thought these were interesting from Cora here today. I wasn't really... I understand where these comments came from. Or let me rephrase that. I think I understand the mindset behind the comments that he made. So let's see. He said, "Let's be honest. Nobody thought we were going to make it to October. Whoever says, yeah, we were a playoff team, that's effing BS, to be honest with you. Nobody thought we were going to make it to October. It was New York. It was Baltimore. It was Toronto, and we believed we were going to play in October. We set our standards every single day, and we hit our standards." I had the Red Sox going to the ALCS. And a lot of the writers out there came out after that, and they showed their preseason picks, and a lot of the writers were picking the Red Sox to make it, even if it was just as a wild card. People were picking them to win the division. I had them winning the division. It ended up being a bad pick. I think the reason Cora is coming out and saying that, I think it's a matter of a mindset kind of a thing. I think it's to keep an edge, because at the end of the day, you go back to the beginning of the season, and when the Red Sox were off to their up and down start, I mean, yeah, a lot of people started to turn off the TV. A lot of people were like, all right, I'm checking out on this team. We traded Raffy. All right, I'm done. You saw people checking out. So at that point, yeah, there were a lot of people that were clowning on the Red Sox at that point. I wasn't one of them. I still thought, even without Raffy, did I say Raffy or did I say Roman? My brain is not working right now. When they traded Raffy, I still thought they were well capable of making it to the postseason because it opened up flexibility, right? You were able to get Roman into the lineup, right? And you knew that Massa was still there. To me, the goal was getting Roman in the lineup every day. He needed to be in that lineup. And the only way that you were going to get him into the lineup while also keeping Raffy was Raffy playing first, but he don't want to play first. So that's why they made the move. And Roman obviously ended up being one of the best players in baseball after you put him into the lineup. The Red Sox knew that. They absolutely knew that when they made the trade. They knew they were going to be better. But I was definitely one of the people that thought they could definitely make it. So, Cora, I think he just made those comments to keep a bit of an edge on the team, right? Keep that fire going a little bit. Chip on your shoulder kind of a thing. I think it's a mentality kind of a thing. Because clearly people were high on the Red Sox coming into the year. Maybe you lost a few people after that trade. I was still positive about them. But what do I know? Anyway, that's all we got here for today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here tomorrow. Game 162. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the postseason. We are going to be doing a postseason preview Monday night. Sunday, tomorrow, we'll wrap up Game 162. We'll obviously take a quick look at our opponent, but we're going to do a full postseason preview Monday night. Everybody, I'm out of here. If you can, hit that like button for me, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you tomorrow.